graduates today summa cum laude and is a Vsauce Dean's Academic Scholar. She has distinguished herself both as a scholar in psychology and as a leader on campus. Please join me in welcoming Tamara Loving.
Thank you, Dr. Wellston. Oscar Wilde once said, "Education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing worth knowing can be taught." I think that most of us here today, and certainly those who assume the financial burden of our tuition, might take exception to Mr. Wilde's comment. We came to the University of Maryland in the pursuit of knowledge, of defining our career goals, and preparing to take our places as productive members of society. Along the way, we have been challenged by our professors, mentored by friendships that were initiated here, but that will hopefully be nurtured for years to come, and inspired by events, both personal and global, that took place during our time here at the University of Maryland. This is an exciting and challenging time in history for the graduates here today to be exiting out of our sheltered environment of our College Park campus and into the world. Whether you are continuing on with your studies, heading off to join the workforce, or planning to travel and see the world, we all recognize that both the dangers as well as the opportunities we face as members of Generation Y are vastly different than those our parents and grandparents faced at this very same point in their lives. I dare say that here in the University of Maryland, we were all profoundly impacted by the horrific events that took place at Virginia Tech last year, just a few miles from where we sit today. We shared in their sorrow and shock, as many in our community had both family and friends on the Virginia Tech campus that day. On a very different date and time, we were energized by the opportunity to witness firsthand the American political process in action. Two candidates seeking nomination for President of the United States came here to the University of Maryland to share their views and aspirations with us. They addressed and inspired overflowing and enthusiastic crowds, and whether or not you were an ardent supporter of those candidates, it was impossible to remain immune to the energy and enthusiasm that filled the rooms as students embraced the opportunity to be well informed before casting what for many will be their first vote in a presidential election. I came to the University of Maryland with no clear career path. My experience here at Maryland allowed me to explore many possibilities before choosing a major area of concentration. With the exceptional guidance of Mrs. Lori Cater, Dr. Paul Hanges, and graduate student Andrew Schmidt, I discovered a passion for industrial organizational psychology on this academic journey. 3 years ago, I probably could not have defined the term industrial organizational psychology, and now I am prepared to begin my career in this field in just a few short weeks. In addition, I plan to return to school for a graduate degree in the same field. Mr. Wilde, I must respectfully disagree that nothing worth knowing can be taught. Life may be one of the greatest teachers, but there are so many wonderful educators who have opened the minds of those of us who are prepared to learn. History has borne witness during our tenure here to such devastating events as Hurricane Katrina, tsunamis throughout Southeast Asia, American troops engaged in the war in Iraq, and committed to hunting terrorists in Afghanistan. How do we appoint ourselves as contributing members of society without the necessary tools to understand, interpret, and evaluate such events that only an education can offer? To be productive leaders of tomorrow demands that we be educated information consumers today. So I ask Oscar Wilde's forgiveness if I reject his views of education, and embrace instead that of his fellow Irishman, William Butler Yeats, who said, "Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire." My fellow graduates, the fire has been lit for us. Now let us carry it with us as we move forward to our next adventure. Congratulations, class of 2008.
and we wish you all the best. And please accept this is my gift. Please accept this gift. It's okay. Now we come to the part of the ceremony in which the Department of Psychology honors each of you and publicly recognizes their achievements while at the university. To officiate over the awarding of the graduate degrees, I'm pleased to introduce Dr. Paul Hanges, Director of Graduate Studies.